The excitement really started for me, 13 years ago in a sense, but it really reached a point with the clubhouse when we had the pleasure of demolishing the original clubhouse. When I say pleasure, it's not everybody that takes that much pleasure in destroying a building, but we hated that building. It was awful in every respect. Couldn't wait to do it. We all took a sledgehammer. We each had an honorary sludge at it, and that's documented.
We get more comments from the members that experience the building. We get comments from the brides that experience the wedding because this is their castle for the day or whatever it is. From all the golfers that are leaving the performance center and walking back across the bridge that see the building. And then the tavern, anybody that comes into the tavern just to the restaurant. We get more comments on the building than anything else here. Way more than the golf course, way more than anything. So to be able to have you here and tell your story and your perspective of the design of the clubhouse and what went into it. We're here every day and we see this every day, and some of it just kind of gets lost in the everyday.
This is an urban storefront. This is an urban Scottish storefront, and one of the things that we did from a design standpoint, I remember when we started, was this is supposed to be a Scottish village. So part of a Scottish village should have an urban storefront, and with all the grades that we had to work with, this was all on a hillside, which was great. So it worked out perfectly that we had the parking lot high, golf course low. Jim was known for not being able to pick a color. I mean, if it was gray,
Story checks out. Yes.
It was like, what do you think of this gray? It's like, well, I love it. That's the one we chose. He's like, yeah, but what do you really think? I'm like, I love it. Then we put another one on. So here we had a myriad of colors. It was nonstop, and I wanted this to stand out. There was a red and yellow scheme that did look like a circus a little bit. Look, McDonald's, I believe. It looked like McDonald's. And the funny part is, it truly was a collaboration.
Yeah.
And it was really a meeting of everyone's minds. So the final product is a culmination of all that. And that's why when you look at this, I mean, I don't want to say nothing's perfect, but it's perfect.
It's spectacular.
It really is.
How many times do you think we repainted this?
So for sure I know 4.
There's at least 4, right?
We did 4 times. And then we had all stand back on the ninth green.
We took pictures.
And look at it, took pictures. What do you think? I mean, FedEx would come by, and the FedEx driver, what do you think? He'd be like, what are you talking about?
Jim would ask everybody,
Remember?
every single person.
So everybody, and that was the other thing with Jim, everybody was equal. Everybody's opinion was equal. And that's great to a point.
I remember the fonts and the signs. I remember the names. I don't remember the light fixtures. You didn't get any pushback on the light fixtures, I don't think, did you?
No, so the amazing part was, for whatever reason, Jim loved the light fixtures.
Yeah.
And if you look throughout the building, they're all similar. And I think that's great, because there was no reason to just change them up to change them up. All we did was change the size or the scale. So, they're all proportioned for what you're entering. Here, these are actually pretty large, but you're going into a main, double door entrance into the pro shop, so it was inviting and going to let you in. So we have this turret, and the turret was the focal point. And it was the focal point for a couple things. When we get to the inside of it, it was really for the bride's room. It was a way to remember.
That was always the plan, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so the plan was always to say, this is where we're going to sell the weddings, because you're going to overlook the whole course. You're going to see a lot of the grounds. The decor in there was very similar to it, and so that's your selling point. But also on the outside, it was a focal point. Coming up 9, coming up 18, you saw this turret, and it stood out, and that's another focal point, basically of castles or some Scottish villages.
It's been the focal point. It's been the striking feature that every single golfer notices and remembers about Mistwood is that turret.